hyped for all of it. Let's start tapping on our first case, and I know I'm just gonna pick from this side because, it's just the side that's closer. Now, I'm holding a Nintendo Switch case, and I know there's not a lot of next-gen type information for, Switch, but what I'm personally excited for, let's say next-gen, in the next year, I did hear they might be releasing a Switch Pro or something. Kind of interesting if they do that, like a 4K running thing. That's kind of interesting. Nintendo doesn't really compete with the other consoles. They don't really want to. They're just chilling, doing their own thing. And I'm excited, honestly, for obviously Breath of the Wild 2 or whatever the second one is. That's gonna be sick. It's gonna be so cool. I'm excited for a lot of indie games, actually, like from their past couple, like indie directs. There's been a few that were kind of cool. One was called Bear and Breakfast, Garden Story. Just there's a few off the top of my head, but there's like a lot I'm hyped for the Switch in the next year. And I always find the best party games on the Switch. Always find the best party games. So I'm hyped for more party games. I've actually been playing a lot of the Survivalists from Team 17. I am loving that game right now. So yeah, just indie experiences. Like, I go for those on my Switch the most. Yeah, and any of their AAA stuff is, it's always good. It's usually good, but I'm probably most hyped for the second Breath of the Wild at this moment as I'm recording this. So yeah, that's that for that case. The next one's a Mario case. I actually really liked this 3D All-Stars collection. I'm actually very happy I got it. I really love my Switch. It's something that I'm gonna be honest, I was one of those people when it first came out that was like, the Switch is gonna suck. Nintendo sucks. And that was it wasn't like Nintendo sucks, but I didn't have faith they could release another good console because the Wii U tanked so bad. I didn't even play a Wii U. I never once played a Wii U at all. I had a Wii, and then we got an Xbox 360 after that, and I was playing Xbox, and then didn't get a Wii U, didn't get a PS3. I never even played a PS2, I don't think. Kind of behind. But yeah, so I'm really happy to be back into Nintendo games. At first, I thought the Switch, like, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if it was gimmicky, like, I just didn't know about it. It looked really cool, but I wasn't sure it was gonna do really well at the time, so I didn't buy it at launch. I ended up buying it, I think that year in October. Honestly, by like July, when people were talking about Breath of the Wild, I talked to my coworker when I was working, and he was like, "Dude, have you like seen that game?" And I was like, "Nah, I don't have a Switch." And he's like, "You need to get a Switch, cause like it looks dope." And the thing he was the most hyped about was cooking, and it was funny. So yeah, this isn't really next gen stuff, but I don't know, Nintendo is like a nostalgic place in my heart, and I love all the new games coming out on them. They're really good games, and I love its portability. I honestly don't go anywhere without my Switch, ever. My siblings always make fun of me because it's always like in my bag or something, and I'm like, dude, you never know when you're gonna need a minute to game, so why not bring it? So yeah, I'm excited for, if they do make a 4K console, that'd be pretty cool to see, like Zelda these in order if someone's watching and trying to pick. I didn't put these in order. This is like the order I took them out of my bookshelf. You'll see in my like room tour video later in November, but like I just took them out. This is just the way I took them out, okay? There's no bias. I don't care. But yeah, so this is PlayStation. Sorry, let's talk about PlayStation. I am really excited for the PS5 as I am for all of next gen, and I'm excited mostly for the games, obviously for their exclusives, but I'm really excited for to see how their DualSense works. I was honestly kind of skeptical when they first were announcing it, because my brain didn't understand how you could feel, like they said you could feel stepping in mud and you could feel like guns and whatever, like weapons you're holding, and I was like, that sounds so weird, like how, like I was thinking of Rumble or something, and I was like, what are you talking about? That sounds like some weird stuff. And but when it really clicked for me when they started to talk about it more. Some people talked about hands-on stuff, and it was honestly probably like 2 months ago. I'm filming this like end of October, so like I think probably the beginning of September, whenever they did that showcase. I think it was actually when I was watching Gamescom. I really understood what they meant. It's when stuff started coming out about like if you have a gun or something, or you're shooting, like I think it was specifically when they were talking about the next Ratchet and Clank. They talked about like how the triggers, like if you have your blaster and it jams, the trigger jams on your controller, like it doesn't move. And I don't know why that, for some reason, made me understand what this controller was all about. And it got me, I'm not even kidding, so hyped. Because then I started to think like, oh, like that's really cool. Because, for example, visual cues of like your ammo's out, any game, I never see that for some reason. I'm always trying to push past the limit. So if I'm able to feel it without having to visually change my vision, like from looking where the action is down to a bar, then like that would be so much more helpful. And I started to understand, and then I started to think like, how else can this be applied? And I started to think about how like with Spider-Man, for example, and Miles Morales, I was like, each web would feel different that you shoot, wouldn't it? Like if they really utilized that, your webs would like feel different, the triggers would feel different every time, it would vibrate in a different way. And then I really started to like imagine what that would be like, and I got so hyped. So I'm really excited to get my hands on a DualSense and really feel it out. And I hope, like, for example, also think about in the next Horizon Zero Dawn, think about like, or sorry, I think it's Horizon, wait, I don't even remember what it's called, the new Horizon game. Like, think about when Aloy like shoots an arrow versus throwing a spear. That could feel different, or you could feel the drawback on the arrow. Like, there are so many possibilities. They also said each weapon in Ratchet and Clank specifically, this is the example they were talking about, it'll feel different, like you'll know which one is in your hand. I thought that was sick. So that, I'm really excited for that innovation in gaming. To get a new like physical feel to gaming is amazing. So I'm probably most excited for that. And then games, like all kinds of games. Let me switch cases. Obviously Spider-Man, I'm excited to play both of them, honestly. Like the remastered, even though everyone hated the face, like here's my take on the face. It's probably an unpopular take. they've remastered, it's going to look and feel like a new experience. For example, that Spider-Man game will, they'll utilize the DualSense like they probably will for Miles Morales. So, making Spider-Man look new, I wasn't that surprised, and I wasn't upset, even though, my siblings and I call the original 3D model Potato Parker. We've been doing that since the game came out. I don't know why, but we called him Potato Parker. So my siblings and I even talked about it, and at first they were like, I don't know, but then when they were looking, they're like, well, it's new, and it's not like we can't play that old game with that old Peter Parker on the PS4, right? Like, he'll always be there. People who played it on PS4, like, it's always gonna be there. That's Peter Parker on the PS4. Like, that's who he is. I think my biggest, thing that I don't like about the 3D model is, the dude looks kind of young. I know dudes who are, 26, and they be looking 18. I'm, looking almost like him, straight up. I know dudes that look like that. And I'm like, it's not that far-fetched, because I know quite a few that look like that, and they're, 27, and I'm like, excuse me, I thought you were fresh out of high school. But, I think it's because compared to Miles looking more like a man, whereas he's looking more young than Miles, you know what I mean? Miles looks a bit older, like an older guy, when you put them side by side, but maybe I just have to get used to it. But I don't mind the model changing, because it's a brand new experience they're giving me, do you know what I mean? I understand if people are disappointed, or man, I like the old one. At the end of the day, I don't think it's for me, it's not that big a deal, because if they want me to feel visually and physically feel with the DualSense a new experience, I'm down, man. It's a new generation. These games are probably gonna have lots of sequels and spin-offs, and I'm cool if you change it up, because it's a new generation. It also helps differentiate the games. I don't know. I'm kind of hyped for it either way. I'm also excited to see, for example, Detroit Become Human. Some of these games, their exclusives got a new look to them. They've got ray tracing in them, and especially this one, I'm really hyped to see how that looks. I might play some of it on Twitch probably, but when the PS5's out on the PS5, but I'm excited to see how those games look, but there's so many games on PS5 over the summer they've shown. I think I have over 200 games from Gamescom, all the showcases from each company, Microsoft, Nintendo, Sony. Every time they have something, there's tons of games I want to play, and I'm hyped, tons of games I'm really hyped about, even on PC, because I also play on the PC. Just a really good time in general for gaming, I think. And shout out to all developers. They've been doing a good job really trying to keep up. Some have been doing some things that are kind of questionable, like making people work a little, really long, and I personally don't know a lot about that side of game development, and whether that, obviously it's not good to do that, but I don't know enough, I think, to really talk about that. But I just think in general, a lot of games came out that some should have been delayed. Avengers, just to name one, but some probably should have had a little more time to cook. But there's also, we're in a pandemic, and gaming became the, I think it's the number one entertainment industry, the most demanding industry right now, because everyone's home. So many consoles were sold out constantly, because people are home and they want something to do. And it's really cool, I think, the amount of people that got back into gaming, and just how many people enjoy gaming again. And I think that's really special, and something a lot of indie devs really worked hard. The Fall Guys devs, that's a small team. Their game blew up and they worked hard. The Among Us team's working on stuff even older games that are coming back. Like Among Us has been out for a few years and now it's new. It feels new again for a lot of people. It's kind of cool, and I have to like give my respect and shout out to devs who are like working hard. And there's a lot of games that got delayed, tons of games that got delayed, and it's understandable. And like I appreciate the hard work they're putting into these games in spite of situations. And yeah, you gotta give them respect for that, I think. But yeah, so for PlayStation, I'm hyped for games like even Stray. Like, what is that game? It's a cat in like this awesome robotic ray traced world. Like, looks sick. So I'm excited for. I've talked Spider-Man, Horizon Zero Dawn. You know, I'm also excited to see my old experiences feel like new experiences, like the Spider-Man remastered, Detroit Become Human, etc. So, and the DualSense, super hyped. So yeah, that's what I'd say. I don't have as many Xbox cases because I mentioned this in my Xbox collection video. I used to trade in a lot of my games to try and save money when I was in high school, so a lot of my Xbox games actually got traded in. So I don't have a lot of them anymore. So we're gonna tap on this one and we're gonna talk about this right here, which you might actually be oh my gosh, I just realized I've recorded this whole video without looking in the viewfinder to see if you could see. So I don't know if you could see anything I just did. Well, if you hear this, I decided to leave it. Anyway, we're gonna talk about Xbox. So Xbox is kind of interesting because Halo got delayed, so they don't really have a lot of brand new exclusive like new titles, I don't think, as far as I know right now. I could be wrong though, you know. Don't take like my stuff for solids, like, you know, make your decisions and Google it. But from what I think I know, like Halo was a really big kind of like letdown, or not letdown, like a big hit for them in their marketing. All their marketing has Master Chief, and Master Chief is nowhere to be found right now. But that game, like after seeing the that trailer, I'm really happy they delayed it because that game needs some work, dude. Like that trailer became a meme real quick, and I'm glad that they're delaying it, as much as it would have been really good for it to launch with Series X and Series S. I think that's a good thing. I think it's important when devs realize they need to delay a game, and you have to actually not get mad at them. You should be appreciative they're trying to make it the best experience, especially under the circumstances they've been working under. So delaying games is fine. Like, well, I mean, what are we all doing, right? We're just chilling, waiting. So, yeah, I appreciate when devs delay games. So I'm fine with Halo getting delayed, but it's kind of sad. I don't think they had time to get their marketing changed. Like the Series X boxes were leaked, and the back has Master Chief on it, and it's kind of like a reminder that it was delayed, but they probably just didn't have time to change that around. You know, so that's fine. But I think that's the biggest hit they're taking. Otherwise, I think like something I'm really excited for with next gen is Game Pass is amazing, and I'm excited to see them kind of utilize it more. They're really hyping it up, and I'm personally enjoying it very much. I feel like I'm getting games for free. That's what it feels like all the time, because the subscription for me is like $16, and it's for both my PC and Xbox, and it's just like amazing to me. It works great, and I'm loving it. I love xCloud too. Pretty cool. Definitely still needs work, but it's better than when I tried Stadia. It worked way better than Stadia did in my house. And it has the fact you don't have to pay for the games after you get xCloud. Quite nice. Like, that's all included in your Game Pass. Like, Live Gold is included, so you can play games online with friends. Over 100 games. EA games will be there soon. They just bought Bethesda, so those games will probably be on there. And all those other studios, like they bought like what, 7 studios or something like that. And there's another one they're gonna announce. Insane. Really big stuff. Xbox. And again, I'm not gonna lie, I laughed at was sales or whatever at the time, and I was like, I don't know, like, that's a lot he's promising. But, you know, we gotta wait and see. And, I mean, he's done a good job. Like, Xbox has done a really good job, I think, with trying to just innovate in gaming and make it, you know, accessible for everyone. Like, I love that Xbox has, like, controllers for people with disabilities. I think that's amazing. Like, that everyone gets an opportunity to play games, and that's amazing. And I'm so happy when I first saw them announce that. I actually, I kind of started, I cried. I don't know if it's lame, but I cried when I saw them showing people using it. Now they were just happy to play games again. I cried for two reasons. One, I cried because I thought, wow, if that happened to me, like if I, for example, got in an accident or something happened and I couldn't use my hands to play video games, I would be so devastated because I love gaming. And that was an example of some people. They said they were in an accident, couldn't use their hands, but now they can play games because of the, I don't remember what they are called, but the, you know, they have all these, they have like pedals and buttons and levers, and like it's amazing. The way that they've made gaming accessible is amazing. And so that made me feel like emotional just thinking about that, and then emotional for the people who experience that, and like thinking of people who would have to stop gaming because like before these were around they couldn't find a way. And I just really appreciated they were giving that back to people and giving that to people. And then the second reason was I have at the time I was living with my cousin, you know, who had some things he was struggling with. And I thought, you know, when he grows up, I wonder if he can play games. Or even other people I know in my life or have met, I thought, you know, could they play games? And when they showed some of the kids and how happy they were that they were able to play games, even if it's even assisted with a parent, which still is good because the parent and them are getting good time together, that just really warmed my heart. And I started crying when I saw the kids and how just happy the kids were they could play video games too. And that made me cry. So I'm really, really happy with Xbox with that and with Microsoft, and I think that's amazing when I saw that. So I'm excited to see them keep using that in next gen, and I'm excited, you know, just to see games, like to see how well their backwards compatibility is and how new games look. Like an example is Prey. I mean, now this basically is an Xbox like IP at this point, right? Like, is that what you say? I don't know. They will be Xbox exclusives. Like if they made another one, it kind of made me feel like the hope for a second Prey game is possible, because I really enjoyed the story in this game. Sorry, my camera just cut out and I was rambling for another like couple minutes. But what I was gonna say is I'm just excited, you know, to see Bethesda games come over. And I know some people were kind of upset about that, who own, for example, PlayStation. I've seen a lot of people upset. But I mean, they're businesses. Like at the end of the day, they're not like your friends. They're businesses. They're like Microsoft and Sony, and they're competing. They're in the same industry, and you know, I think I'm happy that Xbox got more exclusives. They needed more. I think I definitely didn't play a lot of Xbox exclusives in the past 5 years, if I'm gonna be honest. I played more PlayStation exclusives, but I did play a lot of other games. Like I almost only played PlayStation for their exclusives. Everything else was on my Xbox. Especially because my siblings all had the Xbox, so that's, you know, everyone I knew had one. That's what I played all my multiplayer games on mostly. So, you know, and the more that like crossplay comes out, there's almost another bar down where everyone can just play together and who cares, right? I'm glad Xbox is mostly for that, for crossplay. Like even with Nintendo, they've had some partnerships with Nintendo. It's pretty cool. But I like the idea of, I think Xbox is trying to push like play with anyone and play anywhere, and that's cool. For me, I think that's really cool. But yeah, I'm excited. Like if a Prey 2 came out, that'd be good. And I'm just excited to see what else these studios make, because they make good games. What they'll make for Xbox Xbox, so I'm hyped for Xbox for that. Yeah, and they say they're the most powerful console, so I'm excited to see, like, Mirror's Edge. This is a game I loved on the 360. The second one, I didn't like that they locked abilities so much, but, like, I'm sure on Xbox, because they come with, like, automatic, like, ups, right? Like, to boost up the game. Probably gonna look good. I don't know if this one would look good, but, like, the second one would. It's EA. I think it actually is even included in, like, that EA package. That's gonna be with Game Pass soon. And there's another one that's gonna be available with Game Pass soon. Game Pass is a giant, dude. It's like, it's a good deal. I mean, like, even if you don't even have an Xbox, you just have a PC, get the Game Pass. If you just have a phone, you don't have an Xbox, get Game Pass. You can still play on your phone. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, to be honest, the way they've done that. But I've already talked about that, I think the camera cut after I talked about that. But yeah, just looking forward to seeing them make older games feel like new experiences, look new, and then to see what new games are coming out. I started talking about actually 2 games I'm really hyped to play on Xbox the next coming months. Well, maybe 3, because I'm excited to see ray tracing on Minecraft and Xbox. That's gonna look amazing. I think it's a needed revamp for the game, in my opinion. For me, I'm excited for that. I'm excited for Twin Mirrors. I don't know if that's an exclusive, but I think it's going to Game Pass, so I'm hyped to play that regardless if it's going to Game Pass. I'm probably gonna take some vacation, like end of December, and I'll probably be playing that game for the whole week. Just chilling. That game looks really cool, Twin Mirrors. And another one I'm hyped for is 12 Minutes, which was an indie game. And then eventually, like, now Willem Dafoe is a voice actor. There's, like, all these voice actors and actresses in it now, and, like, well, not all, it's like a contained story. You play, like, this guy who comes home, and then something happens, and you confront your wife about her past, and then someone comes in and, like, you know, there's a murder, and then, like, time rewinds, and then you have to play that same night over again to try and, like, figure out what happened. So I'm assuming you get 12 minutes every time to figure out what's going on, and sometimes it changes, and you can get different information. There hasn't been a ton of information, but it's an Xbox exclusive coming, and I want to play it so bad. It looks so cool. I love games like that. But yeah, so I'm excited for those 3 specifically. That's what I can think of right now. But just in general, like, getting visual upgrades to Xbox games I already have is, you know, that's amazing, right? And I'm excited to see what comes in the future. Fable looked really cool. There's a lot of really cool exclusives I saw. I can't remember them all now. It's getting late. It's like almost, oh my gosh, it's almost 3 a.m. and I have a stream today. Whoops. Anyway, yeah, I'm just hyped, you know? I'm just hyped for consoles in general. Not even PC with the new graphics card. Like, I'm just excited for gaming in general for next gen, you know? Even Nintendo's not really doing next gen unless they release that console, but if it's even real, it's been rumored, but I'm hyped either way, you know? I'm just hyped for being a gamer in this time and gaming, and I think game companies have been doing the best they can. Some haven't. Some are always gonna miss the bar, it feels like, but some are doing better. Some have done really well, and like, the fact that consoles I think are coming out this year is insane still. Like, in all honesty, I'm planning for there to be bugs. I'm planning for there to be bugs just because, like, I feel like, I don't know how they got these consoles out during a pandemic, do you know what I mean? To get them all assembled, all packaged. Like, if there's delays, dude, it is still COVID-19. Like, it's insane that this is even happening. I think, like, I'm grateful either way for whatever I get. I'm just grateful to be able to game and, you know, to be able to just have experiences. And with gaming, I don't know, is it short? I'm like, who cares, dude? You're getting a new experience in like 2 years. Just be grateful, dude. Like, just, the second one is coming. Just be grateful. Like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of times something happens in the gaming industry, at least on Twitter, and people like get mad. The first reaction for anything I've been seeing is I'm mad. I don't like that. It's not what I wanted. You didn't play the thing I wanted. You're not doing what I want. And I'm just like, y'all need to chill out, dude. Just be happy you're playing games. Like, chill and play games, right? We all just want to play games and hang out and chill at the end of the day. We all just want to have a good time. And I think people just need to chill, dude. People really lose their chill. On Twitter anyway, I've noticed. Like, sometimes now I don't even check gaming news and stuff on Twitter, like just general. If there's an announcement, sometimes I wait or I just don't look at comments because people are just fighting, like, and it's just crazy. That's why on this video, like, you comment that stuff, it's getting deleted because I don't like that. I think that's so counterintuitive and it's so negative when, like, gaming should be a positive place where we all just do our hobby and hang out and talk about gaming and, like, you know, I don't know. I'm grateful. I'm excited. There's a lot of new games and new experiences. It's gonna be a busy month in November. I'm gonna do a lot of videos, as many as I can. I might ask, you know, what you want to see in the different consoles. If you're thinking of getting one, I'll try and answer any questions best I can. But yeah, you know, play on what you want to play on mobile, Switch, PC, Xbox, PS5, like whatever the heck you want to play on. You want to play on a cookie? Go play on a cookie. I don't care, dude. As long as you're having fun and you're enjoying yourself, it's all good. It's all good. So, anyway, I think that's it from me. My nails literally hurt from that tapping. I want to cut them. I'm so happy I can cut them now that this is filmed. If anything was out of focus, I'm sorry. I actually don't think I'll have time to film it again. I gotta stream tomorrow, edit all night, film all night, and then get up and do a stream. That's how the days have been going. And it's okay, it's keeping me busy. I'm enjoying it, but, you know, I don't think I'll film this again, so I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it wasn't ranty. Maybe it was. Maybe you'll like it, but you know, I just really love gaming, and I just want more people to, enjoy it, you know? Not take it so serious or be so upset. Like, just chill out. There's a lot of stuff going on, and let's not make gaming, like, you know, all like that. Like, all, like, messed up. I don't know. That's just how I've been feeling, because I love gaming, so, yeah, I want everyone to love it. Anyway, I'm ranting and rambling. It's late. I'm probably gonna, like, put this on my computer and go to bed and stream tomorrow. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you're sleeping, good. You got to have a good sleep. If you listened to the video, watch the whole thing, thank you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I didn't make anyone upset too. I just wanted to kind of get whatever I was feeling off my chest, because I've been seeing so much negativity on Twitter, and just, you know, express that to you guys. And, you know, I talk to you guys the most about gaming. No one in my house, like, likes gaming like I do. And, it's like you guys are the only ones I talk to, kind of, like, the way I talk about it, you know, and stuff. So yeah, I don't know, I just want to get it off my chest, chat with you guys, and sit and chill, and whatever. Anyway, I hope you found it relaxing, and, yeah, I didn't want to make anyone upset. I just wanted to make a video chatting, and I'm so hyped for next gen. Like, I can't even tell you. It's just like getting presents. Like, I'm so hyped, and I'm excited for all of the experiences coming, and I'm just thankful that I'm here to even enjoy gaming. And I think the height of gaming, and, you know, all the companies are doing something different in their own way, and it's cool to see, and I'm excited just to be a part of each of it. And I'm so thankful for you guys for giving me a platform and giving me a place to talk about these things I've never talked about. Like, how I love gaming with really anyone. Like, I'll talk about it, but the people in my life kind of look at me like I don't, like, they listen, but I know they don't really get or understand what I'm talking about. They don't feel, like, the emotions behind it. you lots of relaxation, and as always, I hope that you have sweet, sweet dreams of gaming.